Okay, so this is the adjustable hockey lace bracelet. To start, I am using a waxed hockey lace, and I'm basing this on the size for a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old, so in like the 8U range. You take your hockey lace, you're going to need 3 pieces of lace cut. The first piece I cut here, I measured it by counting the lines in the lace, and there's 8 lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines. And then I cut it on an angle. That's going to come in handy for when you put the beads on. After I cut it, I melt the edge and put it to a point so it doesn't fray as I'm working. The next 2 pieces that you need will be flat edged, so if you just trim that flat, and you'll cut it about this big, so about 1 stripe. Well, this one's gonna be 2. Okay, so we have 3 pieces of lace to work with. Once you've cut the lace, I would recommend heat treating it a bit, because the wax on these laces can flake and it's white and it looks weird when it does that. So if you just run it through a flame, just warm the lace up a little bit and do this, you'll thank me later for doing that. And I do it to the other side as well. Okay. Next, you'll want to string your beads. And pardon me, I have to use my teeth to get this through. I'm going to string your beads on to about the middle. I wasn't able to find numbers, unfortunately, but so I got the name on. Next, I am going to cut this point off, make it a flat edge, and take one of these, and we're going to melt it together. So you just lay that piece flat and burn the edge of this until it starts to melt. You'll see it there starting to melt. And you're going to set it on here and use the end of the lighter to mash it down. You'll see how it melted together. Next, with this side facing you, you're going to wrap this around like that. And this is where it gets tricky, and I'm sorry if you can't see very well when I do this, but once you get it to the edge there, you're just going to fold this over, and I use this little clippy thing to help me hold it in place, and trim it. You're going to want to leave it long enough though that you can melt the edges together without destroying it. So I use this and melt these 2 edges together. You'll see it start to melt a little bit, and that's when you can smush it together. as quick as you can. You can see that there. See, they've melted together. So then you're going to pull this to make it small, and you will do the same thing to this end. Just make sure we're doing this the right way. You flip it over, and you're going to melt it that way. And then you bring it up to this edge. Fold it over. Use a little clampy thing to keep it in place. Trim. And the tricky part, getting this to melt. I was going to try and put glue, like glue it down first and then try and melt it together. And the glue's flammable, so that's really not the best idea. And smush. If you need to, you can use the clamp to hold it in place while it dries. But there you have it. Then this can slide open and close to make it bigger and smaller as needed. Same with this side, which I'm clamping it right now, but you get the idea.